Hey everyone, I wanted to show you a screenshot that Sarah D. Irish sent me. Um, I wanted to sorry, I'm live. Okay. Um, so Leah Larkin, we met her at one of the hearings for Brian Koberger. She uploaded this. Is Ortham developing an illegal monopoly in the field of forensic genetic genealogy? Will doubling the price for some forensic uploads to Family Tree DNA push even more FGG practitioners to upload to an unapproved database like MyHeritage? Interesting. And I guess Wendy Watson is the originator of the post that I have over here. And she says she was intrigued by the antitrust implications of FTD&A, Ortham's new pricing model, and she decided to do the deep dive. And she loves genetic genealogy and the law. Oh, that's so sweet. I think a lot of us do, right? We love it. Okay, so, and then here's the bigger article. Yeah, that came out yesterday, August 8th, 2024. Um, the popular perception of forensic genetic genealogy, FGG, focuses on the analysis of the genetic matches to identify the unknown individual who contributed a genetic sample, either from a crime scene or from a Jane Doe. However, a law enforcement agency employing forensic genealogy must engage in a longer process, which begins with the extraction of a forensic genetic sample and does not end until a lead is confirmed with additional testing. Some of the steps in this longer process are necessarily performed by members of law enforcement or public forensic laboratories, but other steps are the province of numerous service providers for purposes of analysis. It is used to think of three specific types of services. Profile development. Laboratories engaged in profile development provide advanced extraction services, amplified and sequencing services, and bioinformatics services. These laboratories include Bode, I want to say Bode, or is it Body Technology, Ortham, and others. Match platforms, genealogy platforms used by private citizens for their personal genetic genealogy research. Accept the upload for forensic samples and, using an algorithm, produce a list of genetic matches to the forensic sample. FGG analysis. FGG practitioners analyze the match data from the genealogy platforms to develop a list of individuals who may have contributed the forensic sample. These practitioners may be members of law enforcement, employees of profile development labs, nonprofit organizations such as the DNA Doe Project, or trained volunteers. While there are many for-profit and nonprofit firms that provide both profile development and FGG analysis, the match platform has traditionally been separate. Moreover, a relatively small group of firms provide match platforms for forensic users. Specifically, there are three platforms that allow the upload of forensic genetic profiles. GEDmatch was the first genealogy platform to allow law enforcement to use its platform. There is a correction over here, though. I just read, I don't know if they went back and corrected it, but here Leah Larkin says, correction. GEDmatch was not the first platform to allow law enforcement to use their database. Family Tree DNA was. They began working with the FBI on the Golden State Killer case as early as 2017. Ooh. So, Wendy believes the FBI simply destroyed all of their FGG work product in the Koberger case. She wishes agencies and corporations would realize that these shady practices undermine the future viability of a truly valuable investigative tool, one which is indefinitely more reliable than some other types of analysis and evidence used to convict people every day. As always, I appreciate your commitment to setting the record straight. Aww. Yeah, Wendy said that in response to Leah Larkin here. Okay. So it was Family Tree DNA was the first genetic genealogy platform to allow law enforcement to use its platform. But GEDmatch charges $700 for law enforcement. Oh, and we heard that. We heard that at one of the hearings that law enforcement, they do have to pay a fee. And in Brian Koberger's case, they did not do that. They violated their own terms. Okay, so if GEDmatch is currently charging $700, what did Ortham do? I think the title of this was doubling. Oh, they have a new pricing plan. So at present, a law enforcement agency or genetic genealogist working on their behalf will need to use GEDmatch and or FTDNA. The quality of the matches these platforms can provide varies from case to case based on the specific private consumers who have opted to upload their genetic profiles to the platforms and make those profiles available for forensic matching. Accordingly, many LEAs, that's law enforcement agencies, and genetic genealogists prefer to use both FTDNA and GEDmatch to maximize the matches they obtain. So, FTDNA, was that the price model Ortham wanted? Oh, sorry, that's Family Tree DNA. Okay, so Family Tree DNA was the first one law enforcement could use. And so law enforcement does use both GEDmatch and Family Tree DNA. In January of 2024, Gene by Gene, the parent company which operates Family Tree DNA, entered into a partnership with Ortham, which provides both profile development and FGG analysis. Gene by Gene selects Ortham as exclusive partner for forensic genealogy search and analysis. Exclusive partner? That means they're only going to work with family tree DNA? Put this Ortham in the unique position of being able to provide every component of genetic genealogy process that is necessarily provided by a public laboratory. Oh, which is not necessarily provided by a public laboratory. When the partnership was announced, the exact role that Ortham would play in family tree DNA's law enforcement FGG practices was a bit unclear. However, in their initial press release, Ortham noted that the partnership would allow forensic users of family tree DNA to leverage some of Ortham's proprietary algorithms. In addition, when family tree DNA / Ortham partnership was announced, noted genetic lab and FGG provider Intermountain Forensics initially ceased using family tree DNA while they assessed potential client privacy issues associated with the partnership. In March of 2024, IMF, that's that Intermountain Forensics, IMF, announced they would resume the use of family tree DNA, but did note two changes to the procedures. First, on all of the test uploads IMF did, Ortham was listed as the client of record, even though they had not been involved in the case at all, other than in the capacity as family tree DNA's partner. IMF was able to change the client information and email before match lists populated in the overwhelming number of cases. However, IMF voiced some lingering doubt about the possibility that Ortham's position would give them access to confidential client information. In addition, IMF noted that the billing process change requiring payment of the $700 fee up front rather than, all right, give me just a moment.